Hey Rose Kids, I'm Dan.
I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Amber.
Hey guys, no matter where you're watching from, we are so glad you're here. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, hey, we love you so much, and you are a part of this family.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Are we ready for the daily declaration?
Oh yeah!
Stand up,
Come
Rose
on,
Kids.
let's
Let's
go.
Let's do this.
I am confident.
I am strong.
I am a child of God. I am loved by God. I am who God says I am. God has great plans for my life. And it's all because of Jesus.
Yeah! Come on! Yeah! Oh!
Good job, good
Ready?
job, good
1,
job.
2, 3. Oh! I hope
Whoa,
you guys got
whoa.
that. Maybe one more time. One
Whoa.
more. What's going on?
Do you guys
You okay?
hear that? It's really making me want to dance.
Oh, my glasses. What is that?
Can you hear that?
What is it, Ken?
Oh, it's time to party. Rose Kids, get up on your feet and let's go.
Oh my gosh. Woo! What a dance party that was, Rose Kids. Man, you guys got some moves up in here. Dang, I'm going to have to get a massage or an ice pack on my body because, man, we were dancing so hard. But now, we're not dancing. We are here to learn about Jesus, guys. Remember, we're going through a series called Draw Near, talking about how you and me, we can draw closer to God together. So, guys, this week, we're talking about prayer. A few things about prayer. Number one, prayer, it's continuous. I'm going to tell you a story real quick out of the Bible, aka the greatest story ever told. It's the story about one of Jesus's disciples named Peter. Now, Peter, he was going around teaching the whole world about Jesus and who Jesus is and what he's done to save us from this world of sin. But there was a king, a guy who did not like people who told others about Jesus. So Peter, he got tied up in chains, his hands together, and he was in prison, and he couldn't get out. But his friends, they were back home, and they were praying for him. The Bible says that they're praying for him continuously. And you know what happened? While Peter was in jail, chained up, his hands together, all of a sudden, 2 angels appeared with him. And next thing you know, the chains that were around his hand, they fell off. That's right, guys. And Peter, he ended up leaving. And he went back to his friends. And it just surprised his friends so much. But you know what? God answered their continuous prayers. Guys, God answers continuous prayers. And guys, conversation is what prayer is all about. What does that mean, Dan? You might be asking. Well, it's this, guys. Just like how me And my wife, Mackenzie, who was just with me earlier, we talk. And I say, hey, Kenz, how you doing? And she talks back to me. And I say, Kenz, I had a really hard day at work. And then she talks back to me. She says something like, oh, Dan, you know what? You work so hard. I hope you get better. And she talks back to me. And then I talk to her. I tell her how much I love her because she's my favorite person in the whole world besides Jesus, right? And we have this conversation. And that is just like how we get to talk to God. And like we learned last week, God is always right next to us. And so that during the day, we can just talk to God. We can let him know how we're feeling. If you're having a hard day, you can just talk to God and say, God, man, I'm really having a hard day today. Would you mind helping me just pick my spirits up and fill me with peace and your love, and so that I start having a better day? And God, he'll respond. He'll fill you with his spirit and give you what you need in that moment. Or just like how you give your friends compliments, or your mom and dad or whoever is around you that you love, you tell them how much you love them and how much you're thankful for them being around. We can say that to God whenever we want. And that is considered prayer, which is something that draws us closer to God, you guys. And lastly, and this is one of my favorite parts about prayer that draws us closer to God, it's this, guys, that God speaks to us. Sometimes God will literally speak out loud and say stuff to you and you hear it. But most of the time, God speaks to our hearts and our minds. Sometimes maybe when we're feeling down, you'll have a great thought or you'll remember something special. And that's the way of God communicating with you. Or when maybe you're about to make a mistake or do something that mom and dad or aunt and uncle or grandma and grandpa told you not to do. And the Spirit of God, he speaks to you. He talks back to you. He says, hey, Riley, that might not be a good idea. You should probably listen to your mom, something like that, whoever you are. And so God is always speaking to us and encouraging us and reminding us not just the things that are right to do, but how much he loves us. That, like what we say in our daily declaration every single week we're together, that he loves you, that you're his child, that he has great plans for your life. God will speak those things to your heart. And lastly, guys, God speaks through his word, his Bible. So the more that we're reading the Bible, the more that we get our parents to read our Bibles to us and talk to us about those things God will use to speak to our hearts, to talk to us where we're at in our lives right then and there. So guys, don't forget, prayer draws us closer to God. Prayer is us talking to God just like any of our friends, and he is always talking back to us. We just need to listen and be in his word. Well, guys, that's the lesson for today. Love y'all so much.
Well, Rose Kids, that was so much fun today. We love you guys, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.